Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, ladies and gentlemen, and all in between, and welcome to part 19 of Lord of the Rings Online, our Beorning playthrough, as we finish up a couple of quests in the north of Bree before heading into the Lonelands. Now, we're doing this quest Horses for Hire.
It is an insult!
Who's that goes there? Oh, hello. Sorry about that. These old eyes aren't what they used to be. Do you have time to talk? I could use some help.
Will you stop and hear my accursed tale?
My name is Odvar of the Blue Mountains, and I'm here in Breeland on a very important business. The only problem is I misplaced my pack. Now I'm to investigate the old dwarf ruins that are rumored to exist here. I'm sure there are important discoveries to be made, and I'm the one to do it. I'm a famous explorer, you see. But I digress. If you could help me find that pack, I would be indebted to you. You start looking over yonder north, and I'll search this area to the south. If you find anything, meet me back here.
Shouldn't be too hard of a quest. Yeah, we got it.
This is unthinkable!
Ah, there's my old pack. Thank you so much for returning it to me. I would be in a world of hurt if my notes... What? My notes are missing. Curse those orcs. They must have thought they were valuable.
Hear me out, traveler!
This is not good. In fact, it is downright terrible. All my work gone. Just like that, quick as you please. Drat and double-tracked. My notes are missing, and I'm absolutely certain that I placed them in my pack. There was a band of Tarklip orcs from around Kirith Nur, west to northwest of here in the North Bree fields, come sniffing around the ruins. That's why I left my pack behind in such a hurry. I'm in no shape to take on orcs. I'm an explorer, not a warrior. Those notes mean everything to me. Could you please find them and return them to me?
Not a bother.
It is an insult!
Orcs! I hate orcs. Why would they run off with my notes like that? I'll tell you why. Just to get my beard in a snarl, I would say. Now that my notes are safe, I can continue my research. Lofar will be pleased to know that my work continues unabated.
Is a moment of your time too much to ask?
With your help and the help of those rangers, you came to me because of them, didn't you? Well, I should thank them, but now that I have my notes and focus, I want to get to the task of investigating these ruins. Would you be willing to make your way west down the hill to the old Greenway Fort to tell that Andleg fellow that I am grateful for his assistance? You may want to make mention of the orcs skulking around about in the north, too.
And we go back to Angdrang, which is good we're getting reputation for the men of Bree, because we're nearly up to ally.
What do you need?
Odvar, I cannot say that I recall the name or the dwarf. If you say that he was forgetful, then perhaps he meant to send you on to Saladan. This other bit of news is disconcerting. We must investigate, I fear.
Might I take a moment of your time?
I need you to head northwards beyond Hensteiser Farm and through the lands where hunters go to make their living. If you encounter a small scouting group of orcs just outside Hensteiser Farm, and even more encamped on the southern edge of the gorge, then I fear that a larger encampment may have found its way to the ruins in the east, near the northern lakes of Breeland. Go there and seek out the orcs' leader and his minions. Defeat them if you can and return to me so that I know this deed is done. If you find an encampment there, then we know the North Downs have fallen. Please hurry. I'm also doing these quests because I plan on going to the North Downs as well, even though it coincides with the Lonelands in terms of level progression. Both areas are between level 20 and 35. And we're already level 25, which is great, so we're well prepared to do those areas.
What can I do for you?
It is done then. The orcs must have overrun the valleys of the North Downs. The borders are breached. We must send a warning to my brethren far and wide. Your efforts are of great importance, Runlina.
Stay a moment.
Saladan must know that though our efforts here are successful, we cannot know the breadth of the invasion southwards. We must also know that our brethren to the north have been unable to prevent the spread of the orc tribes. Make our way south along the Greenway to his cabin and bring him these tidings. New quest, the Fall of the North Downs.
What can I do for you?
Well, we have succeeded in stopping the spread here. We fail in the north. This is dire news. Worse yet is the news that we likely did not prevent all of the orcs from moving through Breeland. I fear for the lives of the rangers watching the passes and roadways throughout the southern reaches. I will continue to hold my post, but I must ask you for more assistance. For all your efforts thus far, however, I offer you thanks and this small token of our appreciation. And that's the end of the quests. So for now we head into the Lonelands, but we have a quest also to go into the North Downs, should we wish. But we'll start with the Lonelands because our epic quest brings us there. One thing I've realised though is that the way I'm editing videos, you don't get to see a lot of Middle Earth in between quests. So one thing I've decided to do is that when I'm moving on to a new area, I will keep recording and not cut that, so you can see the transition into the new area, and I'll have all the interface and so on turned off. So I've got to head into Bree and just finish up one or two things. So, leaving the south gate of Bree, we head now to our next area, the Lonelands. I just wanted to show off a bit more of Middle Earth, because the guys, you know, SSG who created Lord of the Rings have just done such a great deal with this game. It just looks fantastic for being made in 2007. I can't remember exactly if the main epic storyline will bring us into the North Downs. If it doesn't, I'll be going up there anyway just to get a couple of quests done. We're only about 2,000 reputation away from being allied to the Men of Bree. There are a couple of repeatable quests I could do to go back to the Barrow Downs and collect treasures there. I really don't want to have to do that again if I don't need to. So I think somebody told me actually you can get reputation for Bree in the Lonelands, so we'll do that if we can. And if we can't, I can always go back and do it. If I don't get reputation in Bree, in the Lonelands for Bree, I can always just go back and do those quests and get it easily enough. We're passing the Midwater Marshes to our left. Many an hour I spent there hunting sickle flies and knickerbreakers. I've got a companion on the road. Easily lost, we'll stick to the road. Pretty sure we're still heading the right way. It's actually my birthday at the end of July, and I'm hoping to order the pipe staff of Gandalf the Grey from Weta Workshops to do all the relics and replicas and props for Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. They used to do Saruman's staff and Gandalf the White's staff and Radagast's staff, but they don't do them anymore. Saruman and Radagast were a limited edition. They only made about 1,500 of them, and Radagast staff they haven't made for years. They only made, I think, when the first Hobbit movie came out, which is a real shame because I'd love to have all of them on my wall. Gandalf the Grey and Gandalf the White's staff, as well as Saruman's and Radagast's. It'd be cool to have Palando and Alatar's staffs, the blue wizards, but unfortunately they haven't been, we've never seen them on screen. I'd love a story following the Easterly across Middle Earth when they first arrived. So there's the Forsaken Inn in front of us, as we cross now into the Lonelands. Hopefully they're faring better than most of the people in Bree. Certainly looks forsaken, its roof has collapsed. That's Weathertop up there, I believe. Welcome to the Lonelands. A lot less luscious and green. Yeah, there's Weathertop. Let us first check our mail. We have something from the mayor of Bree. Bree thanks you. Please accept my thanks. Further accept this letter, read it, and return to me at the Bree Town Hall. Oh god. I should have read that before I left. Let's see what it says. Runlina, I ask at your convenience that you visit me in the Bree Town Hall. I wish to thank you personally for attending to an issue that has long plagued the folk of Bree. I hear that it was by your hand that the haunting of our town has ended, and I wish to see the hero of Bree for myself. Graham Tenderlock, Mayor. So we'll go back to him at some point. But for now we'll push on our quest in the Lonelands.
Could I speak with you a moment?
Noble deeds and Constable Bram Ashleaf. Greetings, young Beorning. I'm the constable here at the Forsaken Inn. My body's too old for adventure, but my mind is young enough to know that there's work to be done around here. Up north, beyond Weathertop, there are wolves and orcs in the Midwater Pass, and boars scattered through Anonloss, all causing no end of trouble. I've a bit of a proposition for you. Clear out the threats. If you bring me proof of your noble deeds, I will see that you get a fair reward. Are you interested? Actually, we can get rid of that quest for now, because we'll be gone there for a little bit. That was a good few quests in here. From Aranora.
I don't know if you can help me.
There are too many travellers even through this remote land, and the nearest water sits foul and stagnant. We've the well, of course, but water is rationed among all the guests and does not go as far as it might. Blankets need making and mending, and there are no better hides to be found than those of the wolves. The hide of a warg is too coarse, but a wolf's fur can be made soft with a comb. If you've the time and good heart, I would ask for your assistance. You'll not see me stomping through the bush to get to the wolves, as deadly as they are. There are a few places you may want to look for wolves with proper hides. Wolves creep along the ruins of Mines of Moria to the south, though that place is also crawling with wargs and goblins. Wolves hunt too among the weather hills to the east and north. Finally, you could travel even further north, but the Midwater Pass is dangerous and full of even worse things than wolves. When you have the wolf hides, return to me and I'll see that you are rewarded.
I'm sure it will do no good, but may I speak with you?
By hoof and crook. Old mugwort that's cooking around here, though he has been in the wild for weeks, but I have some recipes of my own that tickle the fancy of some of the guests, so much so that we have been brought out of all my latest fare. The recent commotion ran off our modest herd of swine, and I need more pork. I need boar feet and leg bones, though I'll not share with you all of my recipe. I will tell you that the marrow from the bones gives the soaked feet a richer taste. Once you pull the further away and cure the feet in salt, you have a tasty treat. You should find the boars in the surrounding area and northeast among the weather hills. Be careful though, not every foot is good for eating. I'm gonna do all these because it's part of story, which I like, and it's good for questing, for leveling up.
I don't know if you can help me.
Ever since Galeric months showed up, I have had no rest. Normally we see no guests for months on end, but the glut of my guests here has me stretched to my limit. Anlaf is under great strain and takes his worries out on me, driving harder to see the chambers are cared for, the workers watched, and the guests fed. Well, I'm not able to do it all. One thing that still needs to be done is replacing of the pillows. All the stuffing's gone missing with the use that they're getting, and I need to get the fluff back into them. We don't have the luxury of ducks, but the crabine circling around in the north might do it in a pinch. There are plenty of troublesome thorn talon and sharp-eyed crabine lurking about. Bring me some of their feathers, and I'll pay you for your trouble. The birds circle often over the vales surrounding Weathertop and the summit of the Great Hill.
How can I be of service?
Some come to these lands because they are shunned, others to simply pass through. Some folk like me are here at the behest of others with nothing more than profit on the mind. Which ilk are you?
Can I speak with you a moment?
I make my living trading with the patrons of the Forsaken Inn, or rather I used to, until the goblins arrived. Their presence strikes fear into my suppliers, and has made trade impossible. Sadly, that doesn't remove my obligation to Ollie Redbrush, my employer in Breetown. A vale beneath the ruins of Mines of Moria, southeast of the Forsaken Inn, contains the coins and heirlooms I need, and more. Wolves inhabit the valley, and Ollie may forgive me the delay if I include some pristine wolf teeth with the shipment. If you assist me in collecting these curiosities, I will ensure you are paid for the favour. Make your way to the valley beneath Mines of Moria and obtain coins, heirlooms, and wolf teeth for me.
I'm sorry to trouble you, but will you help me?
So it looks like the Eglain is our new group to impress around here. I am Gadrick Muntz, a member of the Eglain. I trade artifacts found in the lowlands to collectors in Bree, in return for food and other necessities. Until recently, our trade has been brisk, but darkness has come to these lands, and our people, the Eglain, face starvation and deal with murder. Goblins have crept into the Lonelands and have made trade difficult. They attacked us, murdering many of our number and seized many of our trade goods. Ruins of ancient armor overlook a large valley in the southeast of the Forsaken Inn. Minas Eliol, the place is called, and it was long dear to my people. Would you go there and retrieve our trade bundles and the crates that remain and return them to me? The crates are all that remain of our last collection.
I don't know if you can help me.
My charge is clear. Revisit a measured vengeance upon the goblins. Still, I feel that is not enough. The goblins are responsible for the deaths of many. I want to revisit upon them what they wrought upon us. I will pay you in trade and recognition among my people if you are willing to assist me in this endeavour. Any goblin from the northeast of this encampment to the depths of Minas Eliol will suffice, as many will carry the proof that I desire. Scarabs, leather scarabs used to house their murderous daggers. Seek out the goblins in those places and claim their scarabs. Return them to me and I will see that you receive a fitting reward.
I'm sorry to trouble you, but will you help me?
My people suffered such horrors as wargs tore through the ruins before the lashes of their masters. Ferocious and unyielding, the beast devoured many members of my tribe even as they lay dying. The beast must be punished, and my people must find their strength again. The wargs dwell now among the ruins of Minas Eliol, the home they stole from my people. We must humiliate the enemy there, take their tails and show them they are weak. Hunt down the wargs, collect their tails, and bring them to me so I can see smiles once more upon the faces of those few that remain of my people.
Might I take a moment of your time?
Our people suffered an attack that cost many lives, and who knows how many more will be dead of starvation before the year is spent. The goblins must pay for this foul treachery. You carry yourself as one familiar with battle. Would you go to the ruins of Minas Eliol, southeast of this inn, and destroy the goblins you find there? The Eglain deserve vengeance. Whew, so we got a lot of quests there. And there's still more.
I'm sure it will do no good, but may I speak with you?
I'm not going to do this one because it doesn't give reputation, and I'm not trading or doing crafting yet, so I don't need any of that stuff.
Could I speak with you a moment?
Kandak's obligation. I will tell you of my troubles, traveller, and see if you can lend me some assistance. The months supply me with pottery and other trinkets found throughout the ruins in the Lonelands. They count themselves folks of these lands, these Eglain, and they depend on such trade for their livelihood. Goblins have overrun the ruins where they are accustomed to gathering their pieces. They cannot collect the pottery shards I require, and I find my deliveries impossible to fulfill. If I cannot send my delivery to the pottery to Miss Sandheaver in the town of Bree, I will not get paid. Through the valley beneath the ruins of Minas Eliol, southeast of the Forsaken Inn, where wolves have been known to prowl. There may be some shattered bits of pottery there, and perhaps some whole pieces as well. If you can bring me some, I will see you paid for your efforts. Do be careful, the Lonelands never cease to be dangerous, especially in these troubled times.
I'm sorry. Did he need something?
Mr. Thistlewool sent me a letter of credit for Bree. I'll not look down my nose at it, but my message wasn't asking for money. Times are troubled here, and his man could be in a heap of it. See, the Munces deal in artifacts. That's Gadrick and Hunulf over there. They're good folk, they don't thieve. They got run off their land by goblins or some such. I hear there are orcs too, but the Munces have no more trade for Bree, so Thistlewool's man said he was going to trade with the goblins direct. What I sent Thistlewool was a note from the goblins. Well, likely they made Thistlewool's man write it. His man's been captured. If he's still alive, he'll likely up northeast of here. The goblins camped up there, or so he said. You look a likely sort to go rescue him, eh?
I'm sure it will do no good, but may I speak with you?
Ah, good. You look to be the adventurous sort. I have a problem that I was hoping you might assist me with. It seems that some of the patrons have been complaining of terrible wailing noises coming from the walls and floors in the basement. I'm sure it's nothing, but business hasn't been great lately. What with the rumours that the inn is haunted, now I'm too busy to waste my time on hogwash like that myself, but perhaps you might be interested in taking a look. If not else, you could confirm that it's a rumour and nothing more. I should warn you though, the customers don't normally start complaining about the noises until about midnight, so you'll probably have to hang around here until then. I'll even throw in as much ale as you can drink to help you pass the time.
Might I take a moment of your time?
Good day, Beorning. What do you need? Did I summon you? Anyways, it doesn't matter. My supplies have not come back from Bree. I sent a cart out a week ago, or earlier, I'm not sure anymore, but I did send a cart, I know that. Now, where is it? Tell me that. The cart was travelling west towards Bree, and it should have come back by now. I want to know what happened to the supplies I sent and to the cart's driver. I hope it wasn't the goblins. There are so many of them here now. Will you help? Will you travel west towards Bree? Search both north and south and discover me any news you and bring me any news you may discover.
Greetings.
Wow, that's a lot of quests. We'll do them all at least once. It's good XP as well as the fact that it's just a good reputation. I do want to get to ally with every faction I can. So I just wanted to very quickly pop back to Bree, even though I said I wasn't coming back, to get this quest from the mayor.
What can I do for you?
I had thought the reports of the haunting were drunken ramblings. Imagine my surprise when I was approached by the gate watchers at the south gate. They told me it was you, Runlina, that quelled the spirit once wandering the alleys of Bree. For that I'm in your debt, as is this town. Please accept this as payment for your deeds, which until now have gone unnoticed.
Might I take a moment of your time?
Have you heard about Trestlebridge to the north? Its location makes us a tempting target for orc raiders and brigands. I am sure your help in its defense would be most appreciated. Gather your belongings and travel north to Trestlebridge. The Greenway is the most expeditious path, and the most well-trod. Keep to it, and you should be safe. Once you arrive, seek out Guardsman Otley. He'll point you in the right direction. And that sends us to Bree. From Bree to the Trestlebridge up the north. In the North Downs, if we want to. Which we'll do after the Lonelands. So, I'm going to leave it there for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like if you can, and consider subscribing if you want to join me on this journey across Middle-earth. When we come back next time, we'll be going into the Lonelands and dealing with all the tasks and quests we have to do there, as well as pushing on the main storyline. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care and have a good day. I just finished up one last quest in Bree 2. I hope it got me the final ally of
How can I be of service?
Breeland. Yes, we did it. And an ally to the men of Bree. I can become kindred, but that's a long way away, and because there's no more quests to do, and deeds, it'll just be doing repeatable quests for most of it, so I won't be too strenuous in trying to achieve that. It would be nice to get it at some point, but for now it's not needed. So a little treat for you with that.